Steve turned suddenly and instinctively raised his fists, looking towards where the voice had come from. He saw a cloaked figure floating several feet above him. The face was obscured, but the voice was unmistakable, even all these years later. It wasn't possible, he thought. But then, how many impossible things had he seen in his impossibly long lifetime? Still, it could have been a trick. A memory pulled from the mind and turned against him, the way Wanda had manipulated his mind back in Africa. He approached the figure cautiously, keeping his fighting stance, just in case. "Last I checked, mister. Mind telling me how you know that? Or why you're speaking with the voice of a man who's been dead for almost 80 years? 70 years at this point, actually. His mind corrected himself, and he shushed it immediately. God, he hated time travel. The figure slowly descended to Steve's level, still shrouded in darkness. "The man you knew is dead, Captain. Time and fate have a way of changing a man, sometimes beyond recognition. The weight of time is a burden that few can understand as well as I. Or you." The figure stepped out from the darkness, and light shone on his face. Steve froze. It was him. Schmidt? The man who bore that name once thought himself destined for greatness, power, glory, immortality. And here he now stands before you, humbled, a servant, unknown, alone. Steve's stance had relaxed at the sight of Schmidt. He quickly regained it at the thought of what Schmidt was now capable of after all this time. Compared to the other war criminals who actually saw trial, I'd say you got off pretty easy. If it's pity you want, you'd better look someplace else. Pity? No. Empathy? Doubtful. Ironic, is it not, Captain? You and I stand here, relics of a time long past, both relegated to existences we never imagined for ourselves, cursed to live our lives in service to others, never allowed to taste the joys of freedom for ourselves. A lifetime ago we would have killed one another. Now, we alone are the only ones who could possibly understand each other and the burden that comes with being men out of time. Steve didn't let his guard down as he spoke. A life of service to others isn't something I'd call a curse, Schmidt. And from where I'm standing, I'd say only one of us is being deprived of freedom. Would you, Captain? Schmidt moved toward Steve, and he raised his fist, ready to strike.